A credit card can be a valuable tool if you know how to use it properly. And likewise, credit cards that are used irresponsibly can lead to a world of hurt. So, today on the Wealth Nation podcast, we are talking about how to effectively use credit cards in South Africa.
Welcome to the Wealth Nation podcast, a podcast for every mother, daughter, grandmother, sister, and wife, and the men who are smart enough to tune in. The Wealth Nation podcast brings you all you need to know about investments, business, property investments, personal finance, and all-around financial wellness. Here is your host, Yolanda Rose.
Welcome to episode 64 of the Wealth Nation podcast. I am Yolanda, and thank you for joining me today on the Wealth Nation podcast. Now, it's my goal in this podcast to bring you easy, actionable tips, content, and strategies that you can use to manage your money well and build generational wealth. If you are new here, please subscribe on whichever podcasting app you're listening on. And if you're a long-time listener, I would love to hear your thoughts on the show. I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me an honest review on Apple iTunes or on my Facebook page. It's Financially Fabulous Females. I'd love your thoughts. And if there's anything specific that you need for me to cover on the show, anything that you're struggling with, anything you think that I could highlight that needs more action or knowledge about, drop me a mail. It's Yolanda at financiallyfabulousfemales.com. The Wealth Nation podcast is sponsored by Audible. Audible is a seller and producer of spoken audio entertainment, information, and educational programming on the internet. Audible sells digital audiobooks, radio and TV programs, and audio versions of magazines and newspapers. For a 30-day free trial of Audible, go to www.financiallyfabulousfemales.com/audible. So major news from the world of finance last week was the governing party, the African National Congress, has been pushing for the amendments to be made to Regulation 28. Well, if you have a pension fund or you have a private retirement annuity, you would be familiar with Regulation 28 because that's the clause in the Pension Fund Act that basically states how much exposure we can have to offshore and things like that. So government wants to start using or make it mandatory for pension funds to now invest in government infrastructure. Well, they've said that these pension funds are not going to be used for bailouts. But can you really trust the government? Will you really trust the government with your pension funds? In fact, when the first talk about this happened a couple of years ago, I stopped paying. I stopped paying my personal retirement annuity. I strategized a plan where I can invest that same amount of funds into something different that will bring me better returns off the government hands. So pay attention to this. They're thinking of making this change by mid-September, so it's going to be very quick. And if it does go through, most likely it's going to go through immediately or even in the next financial year. So although it's a fraction of a percentage of those funds that can go into government hands, over amount of time, a long period of time, it can be quite significant. Well, it's something to watch out for. Watch the news, follow what's happening, and you need to know this. It's very important because it's your money. Our government is going to touch it, and you need to be wary. So back to today's show, we are talking about credit cards, and we're going to be talking about how we can start effectively using credit cards to improve our financial situation. Credit cards can really send you in the wrong direction with your finances. And you find that there's a lot of South Africans mismanaging their credit cards. And especially lately with the whole crisis with COVID-19, a lot of people have taken payment holidays to freeze those payments and just added on higher levels of interest to their amount owing. In South Africa, interest rates on cards range anywhere from 15 to 24%. So it's something that's very expensive to maintain. But if used wisely, you can really leverage a credit card as a very important tool to up your credit rating when it comes to securing finance in the future. But really get some really nice perks if you study your credit card provider and the credit card program that they've structured around the credit card product. So one of the key things that you got to do to really use your credit card well is you got to pay off the outstanding balance at the end of the month. Now in South Africa, most credit card companies or even the banks that provide the credit cards, they're giving you a period of 55 days interest free, which means that you could probably use the finance that's available on the card for 55 days and thereafter you'll be charged interest. Then you have a company like African Bank, and they have a 60-day interest-free period. So that takes you into 2 salaries right there. So that's quite neat as well. So if you can use your interest-free periods really well, you could basically borrow on those cards and pay it back. But the key is not to really borrow on those cards. Try and do your purchases on the cards if your budget allows, and pay that amount off easily. What I like about credit cards in South Africa is that we have really nice and robust reward systems regarding credit card. And I'm going to give you an example now on how you can get multiple cashbacks and incentives from just one purchase using your credit card. A next thing that you should never do when it comes to your credit card is pay a late bill, because remember, all of this goes into your credit record. If you have not had a look at your credit report, go to a site like Experian. I like a ClearScore. I think they're an Experian company as well. So every month or every couple of weeks, I go in there and you will see all of the payments that you have due for your debt, credit cards, clothing accounts, insurance, whatever loans that you have. You will see your payment history. And every time you pay late or you miss a payment, there's a bleep on your record. So it's very important. Always pay your bill in time, never be late. And for the best practice is to pay your bill in full every month. Ideally, your credit card needs to be used to complement your budget. Now, if you're really disciplined enough, you can use your credit card to do this. This strategy usually involves creating a written budget first. So you should be doing this monthly, right? And if you haven't, please check out the earlier episodes when I spoke about budgeting and budgeting techniques that you can use with your finances. When you're using credit cards for purchases until you work through your predetermined spending limits. So this is a great way to earn rewards for purchases that you'd be making anyway, and to gain certain protections that only credit card companies offer. So you need to stay on track. You need to make sure you log into your account regularly or every couple of days. See what your spending is like. You're not overdoing it, because if you don't have cash in your hand and you're swiping the plastic, you tend to overspend. The statistics are there. Tons of research has been done to show this. So when physical money is leaving your hand, you feel it. I hate for money to leave my hands. And when it comes to swiping the credit card, you don't really, it doesn't have that same effect. So you don't really feel the money leaving your hand, although the money is leaving your bank account and you are liable for those payments. So you got to know your limits. And if you're worried that you might overspend, put limits on your card. Raising financially savvy children involves teaching them a variety of aspects, from budgeting to planning to earning and saving. Besides giving them an understanding of the value of a rand, it prepares them for real-world finances. Financial literacy is a vital skill, and it is never too early to teach your kids about money. Many parents wonder how they can teach their kids about money and where to find age-appropriate resources. You can now download my Financial Literacy for Kids workbook, which is aimed at primary school kids. It's now available at www.financiallyfabulousfemales.com/shop. This workbook provides you with 12 lessons, activities, lesson plans, discussion points, and quizzes that you can use to test your kids' knowledge on the financial literacy lessons that I have put in place. I have taught my kids financial literacy with the very same content that I am providing you, and I hope that it provides you value as it did for me.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Tuned In. Now back to the show.
Well, don't really lower your credit limit, but you put limits on your card on how much you can spend per swipe or how much you can spend on online shopping. Another strategy that you can try is to use your card until you've spent a self-imposed limit. Maybe it's 5,000 Rand. And then put your card away, take it out of your purse, put it away in your cupboard until the beginning of next month. So once your budget is spent on your credit card purchases, put it away. Forget about it. I know some people who take it. They take the card, they put it in a container of water, and they put it in the freezer. If that's what you need to do to be disciplined, do it. So this kind of tool or this kind of strategy really helps you stay on your budget. And it helps you, in the long run, once you pay off those balances, you're going to get a larger credit limit over time, and it reflects well on your credit record. For me personally, I have no store accounts. Everything I buy is cash. I do have a credit card. I swipe my credit card, and I try my best to pay it off. There are emergencies that come in once in a while, but most of the time I'm paying off those outstanding balances to make sure that I'm not paying those high interest rates that are extended on credit card purchases. One of the main reasons why I haven't opted for store cards, and I'm always hounded by these chain stores and these retail stores to take a card, is that I want to take advantage of the rewards program that my banks offer when it comes to credit cards. And I'm going to show you in a little while how I've actually done that and how I'm continuing to do that. Now, as most of you know, if we've interacted before or if you've been to one of my online presentations or my live presentations, that I haven't spent most of my adult life in South Africa. When I was younger, after matric, I went to study and I never had a line of credit. And then I left South Africa. When I left South Africa, I was in the Middle East and I was economically active there, but I was not economically active in South Africa. I had no credit other than my insurance and my healthcare. I had nothing, no credit card, no store card, no loans, nothing. And when I moved back to South Africa in 2015, I struggled to get a credit card. I had no lines of credit. I couldn't get any loans. I couldn't even get a cell phone contract. Thank you, MTN. But I couldn't even get a cell phone contract. So use credit cards, especially if you have younger kids entering young adulthood. Get them credit cards to start building a credit history. Now, if you're getting them a credit card, let the limit be low. You want to show positive financial behavior with using the credit card. So you got to teach them and coach them on skills on how to build some credit history using the card. So when I came back, I was forced to take a credit card because, one, I needed them for my purchases. I didn't like carrying cash around. And I needed to build a history. And the credit cards is the easiest way to do that. So I went to 2 banks. I managed to get credit cards. And that's what I use now. And from there, I was able to get a better line of credit from the banks because I was able to show positive behavior on the credit card. So other than use the credit card for building a credit history, I use it for rewards. Now let me tell you how I have done this. So I use credit cards and a series of other rewards programs to get thousands of rands back every month on my monthly household spend. Credit cards is one of the tools that I use. I'm also a Vitality member. Discovery Vitality has an excellent rewards program. And during the whole COVID-19 lockdown, they were giving Vitality clients 50% off healthy foods at either Pick n Pay or Woolworths, 50% off sports gear from either Sportsman's Warehouse or Total Sports, and 50% healthcare products from either Dis-Chem or Clicks. So those are the 2 that I use. I also use another tool. It's an app. So if you check the show notes or you go to my website and look for this episode of the Wealth Nation podcast on credit cards, you're going to see a link there to SnapScan and you're going to get a free gift if you actually join SnapScan. Another tool that I use is the Pick n Pay Smart Shopper. So let me tell you what I do to get thousands of rands back every month on stuff that I'm going to buy anyway. So credit card loyalty programs. Apparently, eBucks is the best. I have no idea about eBucks. I bank with Standard Bank, and the Standard Bank credit card reward system is UCount. I think Absa has Absa Rewards, Nedbank has Greenbacks, and maybe the smaller banks has their own as well. And each of the rewards vary. However, most provide you with a percentage cash back for shopping at selected retailers. So if you use your credit card rewards program wisely, and pay off your balance at the end of the month, you can leverage your credit card rewards program to get cash back. I specifically use Standard Bank for petrol purchases at Caltex, where you get cash back on the number of liters that you spend. So this earns me UCount rewards when I spend at Caltex. And if you look into your bank's credit card rewards program, learn how to make small adjustments in your credit card spending to allow you to get cash back. I don't buy cash. I don't fill up my tank with cash. I always use my credit card, and I make a point of going to a Caltex. Since I'm with Standard Bank, Caltex it is. So the next thing I do is supermarket loyalty programs. Everybody has one. Checkers, Spa, Pick and Pay, Woolworths. They all have fairly different programs. Mine is Pick and Pay, mainly because there's a big store near my house. And it's easier for me to get my daily or weekly stuff from there. So armed with my Pick and Pay app, I review the app before shopping. So I know where I'm getting the Pick and Pay points back, because those points back, I think it converts to cash back on the Pick and Pay app. So I'm able to see which products are discounted. And obviously not all items that I need are discounted, but I do rack up points on my Smart Shopper card. So I highly recommend Pick and Pay app, and you'll be able to swap your points for airtime. You can use it for prepaid electricity, movie tickets, bus tickets, fast food, KFC, Wimpy, and all of these things. The next tool that I use, now this is in combination with everything, SnapScan. Sorry, it's Snap and Save. Snap and Save it's like an online coupon app. It's a mobile app with various products from a wide range of retailers. And if you go to the website or in the show notes, you're going to get a link and you're going to download the app and you're going to get 10 Rand cash back or a free gift. I think it changes all of the time. So go and check it out. Now, I've literally received, the last year alone, I've gotten $1,000 back on my regular grocery purchases. Now, the coupons that they have are very small. Like, let's say a loaf of bread, you'll get 1 Rand or 2 Rand back. But, I mean, how many loaves of bread you buy in a year? That can be significant. So those 1 Rands and those 2 Rands, guys, they add up. They really add up. And there's no effort. I just do my regular purchase. Whatever I bought, I just take a pic on the app and submit it and get cash back into my account, into my Snap and Save account. And then when I'm ready, I can redeem it. It's cashed directly into my bank account. Then is the Discovery. Discovery has been really great during the lockdown. And now, obviously, Discovery is integrated with my medical aid. It's integrated with my life cover, my retirement cover, my kids' education cover. So I really have incentive to engage in the Vitality program. I get 20 Vitality points or Discovery miles now every time for each healthy food that I buy. And obviously, if I buy some junk, that gets minus. So I really have incentive to buy healthier stuff. And it's a lifestyle change, right? I get 50% off healthy goods. I mean, all fresh fruit, fresh vegetable, frozen fruit, frozen vegetable, 50% off. Whole wheat products, whole wheat spaghetti, brown rice, canned fish, and a whole range of products. 50% back. Guys, this is thousands in my pocket. So with a one spend, let's say I spend $2,000 for 2 weeks of groceries, right? Vitality is giving me 50% back on my healthy spend. I'm getting my coupons from Snap and Save. I'm getting my cash back from Pick and Pay Smart Shopper. And I'm getting cash back on my credit card rewards program as well. So that's how you shop like a boss, guys. One purchase, 4 times cash back, and it's like a loaf of bread. I mean, you're paying 15 Rand for the loaf of bread, but with all these layers of discounts, you'll be lucky to even pay 6 Rand. So we got to start looking smartly at how we spend, really take advantage of what retailers are offering us. They're basically paying us to buy at their shops, but things that we're going to buy anyway. So look into your credit card rewards program. Get the Snap and Scan app. If you are with Discovery and you don't have Vitality, give me a call or drop me an email. It's Yolanda@financiallyfabulousfemales.com. I will get Discovery Vitality for you. Or even Momentum has the same thing. I think Momentum gives you about 15 or 14% back on everything that you buy at the grocery and at Clicks and stuff like that. And right now, Momentum has a promo that if you join Momentum Multiply, you can get $1,000 cash back. So message me about that as well. So that's how you shop like a boss to get cash backs on one spend. Another advantage of credit card purchases is the security that it provides. Like I have always been buying airline tickets on my credit card. Mainly because they have great travel insurance benefits where you have protection on your purchase of your ticket. If the flight has been delayed, rescheduled, whatever the case is, with some credit cards, you're getting free overnight stays if there's been any delays. There's insurance on the baggage that you travel with. If something is lost, if something is damaged, you get that kind of protection. You just have to know what's available with your credit card provider. Now, the reality is more and more people are carrying less and less cash. And in South Africa, it's safety as well. But you need to use your card wisely. Use it a bit more, but do not overspend. Work it into your budget where that outstanding balance is paid off every month. And used wisely, a credit card can really be a tool to leverage your wealth. Really bring down your spending. The thousands that I've saved every month on my spending, on my grocery spend, it has just gone into investments. But right now, I'm big into buying gold and silver, so that's what I've been doing with the extra funds. And over time, the couponing and the discounts are building my wealth. And I want you to see the big picture of every coupon you snap, every coupon you use, there's a bigger picture involved. So it's not just about saving money and spending it somewhere else recklessly. It's about channeling those funds, making more funds available to build your wealth and grow your wealth. All right, so that's it about credit cards for today. We will pick up the topic at a later stage, but that's it for me on this week's episode of the Wealth Nation podcast. Check out next week's edition. It's the final edition, a live edition of Entrepreneur by Design's Side Hustle Sundays. So join the group Entrepreneur by Design. Check out the past 3 episodes that you've missed and catch the next live episode next week, Sunday at 4 p.m. inside Facebook or on our YouTube channel, Financially Fabulous Females. So that's it. I'm out. You have a good week and we will chat soon.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to visit our website at www.financiallyfabulousfemales.com and sign up for our free investment masterclass.